Have you ever noticed how life seems to move in waves? Sometimes we're on top, and other times we feel like we're sinking. What if these ups and downs are not just random, but part of a greater, universal rhythm? There's a force in the universe guiding everything, from the cycles of nature to our own personal experiences. It's the law of rhythm, an invisible pattern that shapes every moment of our lives. What if understanding this rhythm could change how you see the world? How would your life be different if you could flow with the natural cycles instead of fighting against them? Stay with me, and let's explore how the rhythm of the universe might be the key to unlocking your true potential. The law of rhythm, unlocking the secrets of the universe. In the stillness of the universe, everything flows with a rhythm, a beat that touches all aspects of life. From the rise and fall of the tides to the cycles of the moon, from the changing seasons to the fluctuations of our emotions. This rhythm is a universal law. But what does it mean to truly understand this rhythm? How does it guide us, and how can we align ourselves with it? The law of rhythm suggests that all things move in patterns, cycles, and waves. Our lives, too, follow a rhythm. There are periods of growth, periods of stillness, and times of struggle. If you look closely, you'll notice that these moments aren't random. They are part of a deeper, more intricate dance of existence. Like the beat of a drum, life pulses with an energy that moves us forward, sometimes gently, other times forcefully. But how does one unlock the secrets of this rhythm? The key is mindfulness and awareness. By becoming aware of the natural cycles within us and around us, we can begin to understand how they influence our emotions, thoughts, and experiences. When we resist the rhythm, life can feel chaotic or overwhelming. But when we allow ourselves to flow with it, we experience peace, harmony, and alignment with the universe. The rhythm of life is not something we can control, but rather something we learn to dance with. It teaches us patience, surrender, and trust. By embracing the flow of life, rather than fighting against it, we open ourselves to deeper wisdom and clarity. The secret is not to force life's rhythm, but to listen to it, to feel its pulse, and to move with it in harmony. Understanding life's turning points. What does the law of rhythm mean? Life's turning points are those moments when everything seems to change. These are the moments of deep transformation, the moments when we leave behind one phase of our existence and step into something new. But why do these turning points happen? Are they simply random events, or is there a deeper meaning behind them? The law of rhythm teaches us that life moves in cycles, and turning points are simply a part of this natural rhythm. Just as the sun rises and sets each day, just as the seasons change in their time, our lives, too, experience moments of transition. These turning points may be painful, joyous, or full of uncertainty, but they are always part of a greater design, one that is working to move us toward personal growth and evolution. Imagine a wave in the ocean. It rises, reaches its peak, and then falls back into the sea. The law of rhythm suggests that we are like that wave, constantly moving through phases of rise and fall. When we face a turning point, it can feel like the peak of a wave, a moment of intensity. But what happens after the peak? The wave falls, and from that falling comes renewal and rebirth. Just as the tide inevitably returns, so does the rhythm of life guide us through moments of rest and recovery after times of change. Understanding the law of rhythm means recognizing that turning points are not the end, but the beginning of something new. Each transition is a moment of renewal, a chance to release the old and make space for the new. It is in these turning points that we often find our greatest lessons, our deepest growth, and our most profound understanding of who we truly are. The next time you face a turning point in your life, instead of resisting the change, allow yourself to flow with the rhythm of it. Trust that this moment, too, is part of the dance of life, a necessary step in your spiritual journey. The law of rhythm and your destiny. the hidden force connecting everything. Destiny. It's a word that carries a heavy weight. Many of us wonder, is our destiny something prewritten, or do we have the power to shape it ourselves? The answer may lie in the law of rhythm, which reveals that our lives, our experiences, and even our destinies are part of a greater cosmic flow, one that connects all things in a perfect, harmonious design. The law of rhythm suggests that everything in the universe is interconnected, and this interconnectedness is shaped by the rhythmic pulse of existence. From the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, from the birds in the sky to the beating of your heart, everything moves in a synchronized dance of energy. And so, your destiny, your path, is not separate from this rhythm. It is an integral part of it. Imagine your life as a single note in a vast symphony. Each note is important. Each moment plays a role in the larger composition of the universe. The rhythm of life guides the orchestra, and your actions, thoughts, and emotions contribute to the music. Sometimes you may feel like you're offbeat, or that you've lost the rhythm altogether. But remember, there is always a return to the flow. Just as a musician finds their way back to the melody after a brief misstep, so too can you realign with the rhythm of your destiny. Destiny, in this sense, is not about a fixed outcome, but about a continuous flow toward your highest potential. The law of rhythm teaches that life is a series of cycles, each one leading you closer to your true self, to your purpose. Your choices, your actions, and even your challenges are all part of this rhythmic journey. Nothing is random, everything is connected. To understand your destiny through the law of rhythm is to recognize that you are part of a much larger process. Your life is not isolated, it is a thread in the vast fabric of the universe. By attuning yourself to the rhythm of life, you can step into your destiny with trust and grace, knowing that every experience is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. A meditative exploration of the law of rhythm. To truly understand the law of rhythm, one must embrace it not just with the mind, but with the heart. It is a law of balance, a law of flow, and a law that invites us to let go of control and surrender to the dance of life. In the stillness of meditation, you can begin to feel this rhythm. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel the pulse of your body. Your heartbeat, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your breath. All of these are expressions of the same universal rhythm that flows through all things. By tuning into your own inner rhythm, you can begin to understand how it connects to the larger rhythms of the world. As you meditate, think about the moments in your life when you've experienced both highs and lows. Notice how these phases, like waves in the ocean, came and went. In those moments of struggle, did you resist the rhythm, or did you allow yourself to move with it? And in moments of peace, did you embrace the flow, or did you try to hold on too tightly? Life's rhythm is not about perfection, but about balance. It's not about always being on the rise, but about allowing yourself to experience both the peaks and the valleys. The key is to find peace in the ebb and flow, to trust that every phase, every turn, and every cycle is leading you towards something greater. Surrender to the rhythm of life. The law of rhythm is not just a concept to understand intellectually. It is a truth to live by. It calls us to be aware of the natural cycles of life and to align ourselves with them. It encourages us to flow with the rhythms of our emotions, our experiences, and the world around us. In doing so, we come into harmony with ourselves and the universe. Life's turning points, moments of change, and even our sense of destiny are all expressions of this universal rhythm. By tuning in to the beat of life, we can find peace, purpose, and understanding. The more we surrender to this rhythm, the more we unlock the deeper truths of our existence. Trust in the flow. Embrace the rhythm of life, for it is guiding you, shaping you, and leading you toward your greatest potential. The secrets of the universe are waiting to be revealed, one beat at a time. The rhythmic dance of the universe are all things interconnected. Have you ever felt the quiet pulse of the universe, the gentle thrum beneath the surface of your everyday life? There is a rhythm, an unseen dance that flows through all things, through the stars above, the earth below, and every living creature in between. The question is not whether this rhythm exists, but whether we are attuned to it. Are we aware of the interconnectedness of everything? The rhythmic dance of the universe suggests that all things, be it human, animal, plant, are part of a grand, cosmic flow. Imagine a symphony where every instrument plays its unique role, yet all are in harmony. Each note, each movement, contributes to the greater melody of existence. This rhythm is the pulse of life itself, from the smallest heartbeat to the largest celestial movement. But how do we understand this interconnection? It begins with recognizing that we are not isolated. We are part of a larger system, a complex network that binds us to the universe. The trees grow in cycles, the oceans pulse with tides, and our own lives unfold in patterns that mirror the natural world. The changes in the seasons, the cycles of the moon, and the rise and fall of day and night, all of these reflect a greater rhythm at work. As human beings, we often feel disconnected from this rhythm. We get caught in the rush of our daily lives, lost in our thoughts and struggles. But when we pause, when we quiet our minds, we can feel the pulse of the universe within us. We can sense that our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions ripple out into the world, creating a dance of cause and effect. In this cosmic dance, there is no true separation between us and the world around us. Every action, every choice we make, sends ripples through the fabric of existence. By becoming aware of this interconnectedness, we can align ourselves with the rhythm of the universe. We can move through life with grace, understanding that every step we take is part of a larger, harmonious pattern. The key to tapping into this rhythm is mindfulness. When we quiet our minds, when we listen deeply to the world around us, we begin to feel the underlying beat. The more we attune ourselves to this rhythm, the more we realize that everything is connected. We are not separate from nature, the stars, or one another. We are all part of the same vast dance. Emotional waves and the law of rhythm take control of your ups and downs. Emotions are like waves. They rise, they fall, and sometimes they overwhelm us. At times, it feels as if we are tossed around by these emotional tides, unable to find our footing. But what if the law of rhythm holds the key to understanding and mastering these waves? What if we could learn to ride the emotional tides with grace, instead of being swept away by them? The law of rhythm suggests that everything in life follows a natural rhythm, and emotions are no exception. Just as the ocean has its tides, our emotions have their cycles. There are times of calm and times of turbulence. There are moments of joy and moments of sorrow. These emotional waves are not random. They are part of the natural flow of life. When we understand this, we can begin to embrace our emotions rather than resist them. Instead of fighting against the emotional waves, we can learn to ride them. This doesn't mean suppressing our feelings or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging the emotional ebb and flow and recognizing that, like the ocean, our emotions have their natural rhythm. The key to mastering emotional waves is awareness. When we feel the rise of emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, or joy, we can pause and observe. We can ask ourselves, what is this emotion trying to teach me? What is the rhythm of this moment? By observing our emotions without judgment, we can begin to understand their purpose and how they fit into the greater flow of our lives. Just as a surfer learns to ride the waves, we can learn to navigate our emotions. The more we practice, the better we get at recognizing when a wave is rising and when it's about to fall. In time, we can move with the rhythm of our emotions instead of being caught in their force. When we resist our emotional waves, we create tension and stress. But when we surrender to the rhythm of our emotions, we find peace. We learn to flow with life, accepting both the highs and the lows as part of the greater whole. Our emotions are not obstacles to overcome, but waves to ride, teaching us about ourselves and the world around us. By embracing the rhythm of our emotions, we can live with greater balance. We can allow ourselves to experience the full range of feelings: joy, sorrow, excitement, fear. without being overwhelmed by them. The key is to remember that just like the waves, our emotions are temporary. They rise, they fall, and eventually they pass. The flow of time. Shape your future with the law of rhythm. Time, like the flow of a river, moves constantly forward. It is relentless, never pausing or turning back. But what if time itself is a rhythm, a natural flow that we can learn to navigate? What if we could shape our future by understanding the rhythm of time? The law of rhythm suggests that time moves in cycles, and within those cycles, we find opportunities for growth, change, and transformation. Just as the seasons change, so too do the phases of our lives. There are times for planting, times for growing, and times for harvest. There are moments of stillness and moments of action. Time is not a straight line, but a continuous, repeating cycle that we move through over and over again. By understanding this, we can begin to shape our future. When we align ourselves with the rhythm of time, we begin to understand the right moments for action and the right moments for rest. Instead of feeling rushed or impatient, we learn to trust the flow of time, knowing that everything happens in its own time. The flow of time teaches us that there is a natural order to life. Each phase has its purpose. We cannot rush growth, just as we cannot force a flower to bloom before its time. But when we trust the rhythm of time, we know that everything will unfold as it should. By aligning ourselves with the flow of time, we become more present in each moment, knowing that the future will come when the time is right. One of the greatest challenges we face is learning to be patient with time. We often want things to happen quickly, to skip ahead to the next phase. But the flow of time teaches us that patience is key. It is in the waiting that we learn, grow, and prepare for the next phase of our journey. By understanding the rhythm of time, we can shape our future with greater intention. We can take inspired action when the time is right, and we can rest when we need to. When we flow with time, rather than fight against it, we begin to see how the universe unfolds in perfect harmony. Every moment, every choice, and every action we take is part of a greater pattern, one that leads us toward our highest potential. A meditative reflection, surrendering to the rhythms of life. To truly understand the flow of life, we must embrace the rhythms that shape our existence. These rhythms, the dance of the universe, the emotional waves, and the flow of time, are not external forces acting upon us. They are part of us. They live within us, guiding us, shaping us, and helping us grow. In meditation, we can connect with these rhythms. We can become aware of the pulse of the universe within our own bodies. We can feel the ebb and flow of our emotions, the steady passage of time, and the interconnectedness of all things. Take a moment to close your eyes and breathe deeply. As you inhale, feel the rhythm of your breath. As you exhale, let go of any tension or resistance. With each breath, you are in harmony with the rhythm of life. With each moment, you are connected to the greater flow of the universe. Allow yourself to relax into the rhythm of your emotions. Whether you are feeling joy or sorrow, anger or peace, know that these emotions are part of the greater flow. Do not resist them. Instead, observe them. Let them rise and fall, like the waves of the ocean. Trust that they will pass and that you are safe in the rhythm of your feelings. As you sit in stillness, allow yourself to feel the flow of time. Time moves forward, but it also moves in cycles. You are part of this cycle, and your life has its own rhythm. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should. You are exactly where you need to be, and the future will come when the time is right. Embrace the flow, the rhythmic dance of the universe, emotional waves, and the flow of time all teach us the same thing. Life is not about control, but about surrender. It is not about fighting against the rhythms of life, but about learning to move with them. When we embrace the flow, we find peace. We find balance. We find harmony. Trust in the rhythm of life. Trust that everything is interconnected and that each moment, each wave, each cycle is leading you toward your highest potential. Let go of the need to control and instead, allow yourself to dance with the rhythm of the universe. Everything is as it should be. Trust the flow.